Let's now go to Washington for the latest on the House Democrats' attempt to quickly remove President Trump from office. Republicans blocked House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer from fast-tracking a resolution that would urge Pence and Trump's cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. So what's next? Bloomberg White House correspondent Josh Wingrove joins us now. Josh, great to have you on the show. What is the next step when it comes to trying to get Trump out of office?
Well, it's a little unclear. I suppose it depends on your faith that he would either resign voluntarily or that Mike Pence wants to do anything. There's no indication that either of those are on the table. In fact, there's indications that Pence has maybe ruled out doing it. The 25th Amendment is more complicated than I think people are making it seem. So that leaves impeachment, and the method that it would go through remains unclear. If it went right over to the Senate, it could start a trial right away. That could potentially run onto and through inauguration, which of course would get messy. President Trump's legal team is unclear. We think it will not include Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel, because of course he will no longer be the White House counsel as of mid-next week when Biden takes over. So just a lot of moving pieces on this one. But right now, the bottom line is the impeachment wheels are moving forward. How far forward and how quickly remain unclear. But it does not look like Trump will leave office before the 20th.
Where does the vice president come into this, Josh? What does your reporting tell you about what the vice president and the president are saying, if anything, to one another?
There's no indication that they've spoken since Wednesday. Of course,
wow.
the mob of Wednesday. Now that remains a little unclear, but if true, that means obviously that there's a pretty unprecedented rift between Trump and Pence. Pence, of course, has been Trump's most loyal sort of ally. They have lunch together regularly. They speak almost every day. So this is just, a sign of the rift there. There are implications of that around, like, managing the pandemic, for instance, which is Pence's job, ostensibly, which Trump, I guess, is now not involved in. But, there, on the flip side, there's not a lot of indication that Pence wants to get into some messy struggle with the 25th Amendment. It would require cabinet. He's had a couple people quit cabinet already. It's a little unclear who they would be in terms of who would get a vote, and Trump could fight it. And then you have this situation where people are dueling over who is the president. John Bolton, the former national security advisor to Trump, is a staunch Trump critic and says, all the problems that he has with Donald Trump, he thinks would actually be worse to go down this route because it would just sow so much more chaos.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.